came across a pretty dope article on Bloomberg and want to share it with you because I was able to extract some value from this. The headline is Bitcoin halving due next year spurs prediction of rally in token past 50,000. So I'm not going to be reading the article. I'm going to give you a breakdown and summary of the article. It is by Siddhartha Shukula. I may be pronouncing that wrong. If I am, my apologies to you. It was published April the 23rd, which is today at 10 a.m. Bitcoin's recent rebound is believed by some crypto analysts to be just the beginning of a rally that could take the digital asset beyond 50,000 next year. This projection is based on the upcoming halving event, where the amount of Bitcoin tokens that miners receive as a reward for their work is cut in half, reducing the supply of new tokens. This event occurs every 4 years, with the next one expected around April 2024. The halving has historically triggered a surge in Bitcoin's value, as seen after the last 3 halvings. On some of the research that we can do, in the past, when there was a Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin has gone up in value. And it's very likely that that could happen given the fact that globally we're in an environment, economic environment, where there's inflationary pressures. Bitcoin provides this alternative as an asset where it is deflationary, where you're taking supply off of the market, which then provides a position for Bitcoin to increase in value. That's all great. And in the past, it has shown that Bitcoin has increased in value. But I would also like to note that in the past, there was a different economic environment in regards to interest rates. And interest rates right now are relatively high in comparison to what we have seen in the past. That could provide some level of pressure or resistance to the upside potential of Bitcoin. Potentially. It's just something to put out there and for you guys to be aware of, and for us to not to just blindly look at past data and say, oh, if it's done this, then it's most likely to happen like this. We have to give a little bit of context and give a little comparison. Time has a different color. Maybe similar, but has a different color. According to Bloomberg Intelligence and Matrix Port, halving holds the potential to trigger an advance of at least 78%, even though Bitcoin is currently struggling to stay above 30,000. Jamie Douglas, a Bloomberg Intelligence analyst, predicts that Bitcoin can scale 50,000 by April 2024 based on the fact that the upcoming halving is already 50% priced in based on previous cycles. Price predictions for me, extremely difficult because who knows what price something is going to be and when it's going to happen. I think we can have an idea and we can visualize, but so many other factors can come into play. We just want to position ourselves with good, strong assets that we believe are going to compound and appreciate in growth over time. Trying to predict if 50% of the value has already been priced in, who knows, right? It could continue to rip a lot more, or maybe this is the cap and it can go a lot lower depending on what happens economically. Do rates go up or are rates going to come down? We still don't know. So many other factors and so much geopolitical pressure right now worldwide that it could have a huge influence on what central banks decide to do. The recent cooling of expectations of Federal Reserve interest rate cuts amid persistent inflation, as well as the US regulatory crackdown on crypto following FTX exchange's collapse, has restrained the Bitcoin bounce. Jacob Joseph, an analyst at CC Data, suggests that if the collapse of FTX was indeed the bottom of this cycle, then history would suggest that Bitcoin still has approximately 350 days of accumulation before witnessing the characteristic post-halving breakout price action. It's very possible that now the 350 days of accumulation is already in motion. I myself am a Bitcoin holder and I'm in the mindset of accumulating, not just for the sake of the halving that's happening, although I'm aware of it, but just in general, I believe that Bitcoin has the potential to be a more valuable asset than it is today, 10 years from now. Despite being around 41,000, down from its all-time high at almost 69,000 November 2021, Marcus Thielen, research head at Matrix Port, predicts that Bitcoin will reach around 65,623 by April 2024, more than double the current price. Nevertheless, some analysts suggest that Bitcoin may reach a new all-time high in the future, but it is unlikely to see the same growth as previous cycles due to the increased market size and competition from other digital assets. Very reasonable. We can't compare the market size of Bitcoin to some other cryptocurrency that has a market capitalization of under $1 billion, let's say $500 million. The rate of growth out of an asset of 500 million is going to be a lot higher than Bitcoin where it is right now, given the scale and how big it is. It's kind of past that really like hyper growth phase. However, the upside is still there, and I think that's worth noting. I would like to point out, and what I like to see as an investor, is because Bitcoin has been on the market a lot longer as well, it has also proven its worth. It has gone through different market cycles and has continued to increase in value. So that in itself holds substance, whereas something that is maybe a lot smaller but has all this promising potential and value that could be added to the market, it still has not proven itself. So all in all, here is a breakdown. Bitcoin's rebound is believed to be just the start of a rally that could take the digital asset beyond 50,000 next year. The projection is based on the upcoming halving event, where the amount of Bitcoin tokens miners receive as a reward is cut in half, reducing the supply of new tokens. The halving event occurs every 4 years, with the next one expected around April 2024. The halving has historically triggered a surge in Bitcoin's value as seen after the last 3 halvings. The recent cooling of expectations of Federal Reserve interest rate cuts amid persistent inflation, as well as the US regulatory crackdown on crypto following FTX's exchange collapse, has restrained the Bitcoin bounce. Some analysts suggest that if the collapse of FTX was indeed the bottom of this cycle, then Bitcoin still has approximately 350 days of accumulation before witnessing the characteristics post-halving breakout price action. Despite being around 41,000 down from its all-time high, Marcus Thielen, research head at Matrixport, predicts that Bitcoin will reach around 65,623 by April 2024. Bitcoin may reach a new all-time high in the future, but is unlikely to see the same growth as previous cycles due to the increased market size and competition from other digital assets. This was something that I read, provided some unique value for myself, and the point of this is to share it with you guys, and hopefully it creates some value. As I mentioned earlier in the video, if you guys are interested in checking out the article, I can provide you the link. Send me a DM or write in the comments down below. And the title of the article is Bitcoin Halving Due Next Year Spurs Predictions of Rally in Token Past 50,000. That is it for this video. All my beautiful people, have yourselves a beautiful Sunday, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.